Tonight, the anniversary of the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. The police officer who killed him, Derek Chauvin, was convicted and is awaiting sentence now. And the killing put a renewed focus on police reform across the country. We're joined now by State Representative Brandon McGee to talk about efforts here in Connecticut. Senator McGee, thanks for joining us. And I want to ask you about the changes you've seen in the past year and what you think of Connecticut's response to what happened.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity to weigh in on such an important anniversary, if you would. It's been a year since the murder of George Floyd and the American Spring, if you would, that followed it. Corporate America, sports leagues, marketing firms, nonprofits of all kinds have made public declarations of their commitment to the anti-racist vision of this country. Shortly thereafter, the killing of George Floyd, the state of Connecticut General Assembly, followed by the leadership of the Black and Puerto Rican Caucus, we passed legislation around police accountability. But I gotta tell you, I have to tell you, the marches have ended. Black Lives Matter is no longer trending on Instagram, but we are still here. And the Black community in particular still continues to struggle. We know that COVID hit us harder than any others. Our kids are slower to recover from COVID than others. And I know that there's so much more work to be done. So many of us are talking about qualified immunity. It's bigger than that. And I think that the passage of last year's police accountability bill was just the first step toward reforming police practices, but it does not address the root cause of inequality.
Can you talk about some specific police practices you'd like to see changed?
Yeah, we still have that no-knock warrant piece that's very huge. There's also on the federal level, the George Floyd Policing Act that's still lingering there. But within that bill, there's a registry, essentially, that would be established. And I think that's something that we should look to doing here in the state of Connecticut if we don't get that passed on the federal level. We also need to invest a little bit more in training and providing opportunities for social workers to be housed in many of our police departments as well. But the conversation continues, and we still need to figure out what better ways can we address the inequities that exist in our police departments throughout this country, in particular here in the city of Hartford, in the state of Connecticut.
Well, can you talk a little bit about racism as a public health crisis? Why is that important?
Absolutely, and I appreciate that. As one of the chief proponents of the bill, it literally just passed the Senate, and I'm really excited. This bill essentially would establish a commission on on declaring racism as a public health crisis. But beyond the declaration, there will be a commission that will be established to help nurture that process, to help scale up the equity work that's happening essentially within state government, but it will also establish some benchmarks. For example, those young people who are not reading by the appropriate age, we need to figure out why. And we want to know what types of monies we, as in the Black and Puerto Rican Caucus, many of my members across the aisle support the concept, want to understand why these disparities exist. And might I add, off the heels of many of the protests that happened last year after George Floyd was killed, it prompted this discussion around declaring racism as a public health crisis. So one might think we're only focused on public health, but it's bigger than even public health. Let's talk about education, talk about our judicial system, housing, and the list goes on. So the passage of this bill and signed by our governor is extremely important, and we'll be the first, one of the first, I would say, throughout the country to establish this commission.
All right, State Representative Brandon McGee, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.